Hey, everybody, welcome to Drunkards Walk the Podcast. My name is Matt Hartman. I'm here to host this podcast, and I don't do it alone. I could never do it alone. Even if I tried, I wouldn't be able to do it alone. No, I have instead with me here, Jethro Nolan.
Hey, everybody. And Matt, I feel like you're selling yourself short. I feel like you could do it alone if
you think so?
Tried.
Really?
I mean, I don't want to underplay the value that I'm bringing to this whole endeavor, but I feel like you could easily both sides of the banter enough in a Gollum-esque dialogue that just goes on for way too long.
Yeah,
you could do it.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, I think you're right. So I'm gonna kick you off the call here, if that's all right, and just do this all myself.
It wouldn't be the first comedy institution I've been.
Oh,
hey! Inside baseball.
Yikes. Whoa, hello. Okay.
There we go.
Well, anyway, it is fantastic to see you again, my man. We took a week off last week. It's great to be back here. And I'll tell you what, I have had the craziest week. You're not going to believe this, but
do tell.
I don't know if you know this or not. I do a little bit of work with law enforcement. I do a little investigation on crimes and things like that. And it's crazy. We never touch on it on the podcast, but you're always telling me stories. I know. We haven't talked about it before. Well, anyway, a murder was committed and I needed to figure out who did it. Well, it turns out the only person who saw the murder was a young Amish boy.
What?
And so, yeah, it's true. And so I had to go and live with those people and really become part of their culture so that they would trust me and I could talk to the young boy and really find out what had occurred. And it was a really eye-opening experience for me.
Did the Amish boy have a sexy widow mother?
Yeah, of course. But
okay.
I mean, have you been to the Amish communities? I mean,
there's a lot of farm accidents, so a lot of young Amish men are being killed and leaving behind very sexy widows.
That's right. Yes, yeah, and I dabbled. I'm not gonna lie. I did a little dabbling while I was there. Raised a barn, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about sex with an Amish woman, or just raising a barn.
Yeah, well, we also built a barn, so it was great.
There you go.
But yeah, it was really something, and I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to walk through Wikipedia with you from one topic to another, and trying to take the shortest route that we possibly can. Because that's
what a concise description of what we do here.
Yeah, it is. And the last time we were here, if you remember, Jethro, we ended at the Crown-of-Thorns Starfish, which was a topic given to us by your daughter.
Who?
Your daughter, Maddie Nolan.
Right, Maddie Nolan. That's right. Yeah. Sorry, she's been in Spain for a couple of weeks now by the time this comes out. So I've forgotten that I had a child.
Oh, okay. She's
now living abroad.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, I hope she's having a good time over there. A real fiesta, if you will.
I wouldn't know. She never contacts us.
Oh, okay then. Well, that's another kind of sensitive subject, I feel like. Well, why don't we figure out where we're going?
That's a great idea.
This week. And you know what? In order to do that, I think we should talk to David Becker, the man who else is here in the room. Hi, how's it going, David?
Going well, thank you, man. Hi, Jethro.
Hello. Welcome.
It's good to see you. And for folks that are longtime listeners of the podcast, you'll remember that David has given us a number of suggestions, the last of which was Beef on Weck, I believe, right?
Weck. Yeah, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, but welcome back. And
thank you.
I think our listeners may recall that you are coming into us from Florida. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, Tampa, Florida. That's correct.
Yeah. How's it going down there?
I don't know how political this podcast is, but it's becoming more and more depressing the longer I live here. Yeah. Fortunately, I'm in a blue county and a blue city, but it's surrounded by a whole bunch of red.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually was just visiting Florida, and a person walked past me with a DeSantis shirt on that said "Make America Florida."
Wow.
Hard pass.
Yep.
Hard pass. Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
That doesn't seem like the right marketing campaign at all.
But with global climate change and current draconian political choices, it may be more Florida-like than you would like.
Well, that's fair.
Decades.
That's fair.
I weep for the children.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I every night weep for my daughter, but
fortunately, Jethro's daughter escaped to Spain. So
that's right.
Good for her.
Right.
Yeah, wise choice.
Yeah. Excellent.
I mean, nothing bad ever happens in Europe. So.
No. Everything's good over there for at least the past week. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been good.
I don't know if that's
been good.
I mean, by the time this comes out, we don't know how far west Putin's going to go. So we don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, David, it's great to see you again, man. And
it's great to hear you again.
Yes, indeed. It's always good to catch up with you. Have you been doing any? I mean, we met doing some comedy. Have you been doing any comedy down in Florida?
Not at all.
No?
Every time I look at the papers, I cry rather than laugh.
Okay, sure.
So it's the complete opposite of funny.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I haven't done improv in 5-6 years. It's just.
Oh gosh.
It's just it doesn't happen for me.
Oh, okay.
It's a shame. Well. That's all right. I'm old and decrepit, and that's really a young man's game. That's a young man's game, Matt. I can't do that anymore.
Oh no! I hope that's not true, or else I'll have nothing to do in a couple of years.
It's true for me. It's not true for you. You have well springs of talent that I never had. So yes.
Thank you. You're being very generous when you say that.
Yes.
He really is very generous.
Yeah,
Jethro, shut up.
Listen. You're the one who was just booting me off the podcast a few minutes ago.
Only because you said I could do it alone.
It was a test. It was a test.
You were implying that you didn't want to do it anymore.
It was a test and you failed.
I don't know.
I've never wanted to do this.
That's all right. Fair enough. Well, David, do you have a topic for us to travel to this week?
I do.
All right. What are you thinking?
I hope it's not a thing you've done before. We're going to go in search of phosphine. That is PHOSPHENE. There is a variant spelling, but that is not the correct thing. Phosphine. PHOSPHENE. Actually, I have the word comes from the Greek phos for light.
Sure.
And I cannot pronounce the second half, phaning, to show. And a phosphine is the phenomenon of seeing light without light entering the eye. And you are probably familiar with them. It's when you rub your eyes and you see those little lights dance around. Those are phosphines.
Oh. Okay.
There is a name for those, and it is a real thing. And that's the technical term. So let's go from the ocean to that.
Is phene like phenomenon? Is that the same?
No.
Is there a different?
Me. Once you get to the page, which I predict you guys will get there in 2.5 links because you're amazing at this.
Well, I don't know about that.
So you will see that it comes from 2 Greek words, like I said, phos, P-H-O-S for light, and phanein, P-H-A-I-N-E-I-N, which means to show. Oh. And they are induced by movement or sound with the optic nerves. So, so remember, the next time you rub your eyes and see lights, you're looking at phosphines.
Is this the same phenomenon? Would this be like seeing stars? Like when people get hit on the head and they see stars? Is that the same thing? Do you know?
Couldn't tell you. I do not know. Possibly. Okay. I haven't read this in detail.
No need to read too deep into it. But
I'm going to say no because that's obvious. That's the obvious thing, and it's no.
Okay.
Because I think those are more hallucinogenic than they are having to do with light, seeing lights. Maybe. Having never seen stars, I couldn't tell you.
But it's seeing light without actually seeing light.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
It's seeing light without light entering the eye.
Okay.
So if you can see through your ears, then that would not be a phosphine, but that would be a different organ, I would assume.
Mm-hmm. But it's still going to be some sort of. I mean, it's an hallucination, right? Because there's no light. But there's no light.
That doesn't make it a hallucination. It is.
No.
It's you're seeing those images on your retina because your retina is being stimulated by the rubbing of your eyes.
Oh,
so
I
if you
see.
close your eyes and rub your eyes, you're inducing some kind of, for lack of a better term, a current in your retina.
I always thought that was the blood going through the blood vessels in your retina that was causing that.
Clearly not.
That's how you think sight works? Is that what you're saying?
No, not sight. Like the thing where you rub your eyes and you see those flickers. I thought that was induced by the blood going through your retina.
Maybe people have been misattributing that all this time. I don't think that's the case. I feel because if you put a lot of pressure or a little pressure, it's you're pressing your eye into and the retina is having some kind of stimulus, and the retina being stimulating is what causes sight ultimately in some way, shape, or form. Not being an optometrist, certainly not. And,
No, you're not an eye doctor.
I'm not. I know all my many degrees. Ophthalmology is not one of them.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, so we won't necessarily take this all for gospel, but
no, don't.
Well, this is fascinating. I didn't know that there was a name for this. First of all,
so if you will tell me where we're starting point again, it's the stony, the thorny, the crowny something.
So we're going to be starting at the Crown-of-Thorns Starfish, but we're going to find our way from there somehow.
Right,
I'm not sure.
I want to follow the links along if I can. I won't be doing it nearly as well as you guys, but I want to be at the starting point and see if I can get to the ending point with you.
Oh, I see. Well, generally we're going to have you drop off the call here, so you won't be able to follow. Well, but you can try to do it now, and when the episode drops, you can figure out if you got there in the same number or not.
Excellent.
Which is
but to be fair though, you need to call a long-winded bantery friend and have him constantly interrupt and second guess you.
Wait a minute. No.
I'm the long-winded bantery.
Oh, you're the one who's second guessing. Okay. I see.
That's my role. That's my role.
Got it. All right. Well, how long till airtime? Is it a week, 2 weeks? What's your turnaround?
So this particular episode will actually, everyone's listening to this on the 17th of May. So you can do the math on that on yourself. Well, yeah, there you go. So now everyone can figure out when we record them too.
We're recording on the 9th. Oh no, people!
Oh no, now everybody knows. Yeah,
we're not live.
Cyanide pills.
Yeah, we generally speaking, we have a varying degree of length between, but this particular season has gotten us caught a little bit. So that's why we actually last week didn't have an episode, and this week we have one. And so this one, you'll be able to hear it next week. Yeah.
Great. Then I will look for it and see if I can do it in fewer links than you, which I do not think will happen.
I don't know. It's certainly a possibility. Sometimes we take a wrong turn because Jethro.
Jethro, he didn't finish his sentence. Jethro didn't win his argument to make Matt pick the right bet.
Exactly. There you go.
That sounds actually more accurate.
Jethro wasn't assertive enough to make Matt take the correct.
That's rarely the case.
What is your longest? Have you ever failed to get to one?
Oh, yes.
Do you give up after 10 or 20 or 30?
20 is like our hard stop.
20 is our hard stop, but also we give ourselves an hour as well. So if it takes us,
I'm taking your time up. All right, then I'll get off.
Oh, no. We only count from when we start walking. We don't count from when the episode starts.
So let's bore the masses for more chit chat about stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's what I like to do. Is but no, we've failed twice, Jethro.
Oh, okay.
Postmodern jukebox. And what else?
Postmodern jukebox.
You couldn't get the postmodern jukebox?
We failed utterly.
Yeah, wow. that was a tough one because I don't remember. We kept trying to get through songs and artists, and anyway,
that's a tough one. You can
go back and listen to. I think it's in season 2, maybe. Anyway, that was a tough one. Yeah, that was in season 2. That was we were newbies back then.
You were amateurs then. Amateurs. Now it's two links and a handshake, and you're there.
I feel like there was another one that we didn't get to, but maybe I'm wrong. Roy Sullivan.
We got right under the wire.
To Hybrid Fruit took us quite a few. I think the other ones were all time that we had the problem with. I don't think number of links except for on Postmodern Jukebox, but that one.
Okay. Yeah. So phosphine, the spelling is PHOSPHENE. There is a phosphine. PHOSPHINE, which is a gas of some sort.
Don't go there.
Gas.
Okay.
That's not the one. And there's also a phosgene, PHOSGENE. Don't go there either. You want phosphenes, those magical lights you see when you rub your eyes.
All right.
And with that, I will sign off, I guess. I don't know how to. Do I just close the window?
That sounds good. Yeah, you just hit end call, but we appreciate you doing it, David, and it's good to see you,
pleasure.
man. We'll talk to
you
soon.
Too, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see your wife posts about. I'm sorry. I'm letting out. Matt's married. Matt's married, people. Oh
no.
There goes all the single women.
Here's his phone number. Here's his social security number. His mother's maiden name. Good luck. Good hunting.
Posts, and you keep reading her posts, and we'll keep looking out for you too, man.
All right. See you later.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, Jethro. Phosphenes. I'd never heard of them.
So and maybe this is a question I should have asked while he was still on.
Probably, because I'm not going to know the answer.
Are these only visible when you rub your eyes, or are there multiple causes of this sensation when light has not entered the eye?
I don't know. He said that it definitely happens during that, but he said it is defined as seeing light when light does not enter the eye. So I would guess there are other instances, but what they are, I don't know. If it's not getting hit in the head and seeing stars, I have no idea. Or like when you stand up too fast, right? And you see stars sometimes. Like, don't people talk about that? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm making something up.
Okay.
But anyway, those are the only things that I can think of. If you seeing little twinkly lights when there are actually no twinkly lights there.
I feel like this has to have like a possible drug connection, because if the question is like, if it's not light entering your eyes, but you're experiencing visual sensations, like that to me, like smacks of like synesthesia, but also like drug trips where you could have visual stimulation.
But he seemed to feel that it was not an hallucination. So,
but by definition, it's a hallucination.
I mean, that's what I was saying as well. But he seemed to argue that it wasn't, and he's seen the page. So I wonder if it says.
Okay, but that's probably all. It's not like he's a doctor of phosphenes.
No.
Like,
he said he
was like,
he agreed.
Okay, well there we go.
I don't know. We're going to find out though, Jethro. But before we do, we have to take a guess on how many steps it's going to take us to get there. This is going to be a real shot in the dark for me. No pun intended, because I just feel like this is
I think that pun was intended.
No, it wasn't. I wish it had been. All right, I'm going to write down a number. I'm just going to take a guess here.
All right.
I'm going to circle it too, so you don't.
Oh.
I have some other things scratched out so that I could reuse the same piece of paper. I don't want you to get all. You have something scratched out on me.
That's an uncanny impersonation of what I said.
Thanks. It's me, Jethro Nolan. Hi. See, sound just like him.
I don't even know where I begin and you end.
Did you have a drink tonight, Jethro? Do you have a drink?
Oh boy, have I.
Yeah. What do you got?
Yeah. I've got a delightful Jefferson's Reserve that I'm a little bourbon that I'm sipping on.
Jefferson's Reserve. You know what I'm drinking tonight is Jefferson's Ocean.
Look at you. You got the nicer version.
I got it out because the last time, I knew we were starting at Crown-of-Thorns Starfish, and the last time that we talked, or not the last time we talked to David, but he had given us a shrimp recommendation, and he was in Tampa, so I thought oceans everywhere. So I decided to drink some Jefferson Ocean cask strength.
Well,
as a matter of fact, so
that is delightful. My selection process was, this is the only bourbon currently in my house.
I see. That's never a problem here. I definitely have multiple bourbons available. So
you do indeed, and that is not a condition I often find my house in.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to work on that, my man. You're gonna have to work on that. All right. We have to work on this. So let's get a move on. Because I have a feeling we're gonna have a little bit of walk here. I want to point out, the very first thing I want to point out here, we didn't point this out last time. We talked a little bit about the Crown-of-Thorns Starfish, and we talked about why it would be called the Crown-of-Thorns Starfish, and you had mentioned it was probably a biblical reference, and I want to point out that it says, the Crown-of-Thorns Starfish receives its name from venomous thorn-like spines that cover its upper surface, resembling the biblical crown of thorns, which, by the way, is linked. Crown of Thorns. So nice. Well done on you. It turns out you were right.
I don't think you have to be a theologian to figure out that Crown of Thorns blank is named after the famous crown of thorns placed upon the head of Christ.
I think you're right, but I just wanted to make sure that the listener knew that it was definitely the case.
I thank you. 100%. Although I will say, perhaps that's an out for us, getting into Jesus and mysticism and hallucination, possibly.
Oh, wow.
Because like the idea of like seeing visions and seeing things that aren't there as a biblical phenomenon might be a possibility.
It is a possibility, but we are on a living being here, and I want to think that there would be something in here about the way that it perceives the world and the way that it senses things, much like we use eyes. What does it use? And is there perhaps a connection here somewhere? And so that's what I'm looking for.
Starfish famously do not have eyes.
They're famously known as the eyeless creatures of the sea. But perhaps talking about how they perceive, right? Because they do still sense stimuli and so on and so forth. They may even be able to sense light. There are things without eyes that can sense light. So that's what I'm looking for here. I'm looking to see if there's anything about that in here. All right,
that's a fair hypothesis.
I haven't seen anything yet. There's a lot of stuff about their biology in here. A lot of things about how they reproduce and the ecology, and they're venomous. And but I'm not seeing anything about perception in any way at this point.
Indeed.
Let's see. They do have over-collecting of tritons, predator of the starfish. Oh, the triton's trumpet or triton snail. Didn't know that was a thing.
Look at that.
Didn't know that they would eat starfish, but turns out they do. I see scuba on here. Scuba, famously, you wear a mask when you're going scuba diving, and that mask covers what?
Your mouth.
Your eyes. You're right.
And your eyes.
And in fact, it doesn't cover your mouth. Your mouth has the breathing apparatus in it. So if it covered your mouth, you'd have a tough time.
Isn't that the whole scuba thing? It goes over your mouth?
No, the scuba
breathing in water.
The mask doesn't go over your mouth. The breathing apparatus goes in your mouth.
Okay, but scuba by definition is a self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yes, I understand that. But the mask part isn't. They're not connected to each other.
Oh, you're talking about just the eye shield.
Yes, the mask. I'm talking about the mask. I've said that 6 or 7 times now.
Yeah, I feel like when you use a word like mask, it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people.
Is that what you feel like?
That is exactly what I feel like, sir.
No, you're wrong.
Ugh.
Just going to put that right out there for you.
Why don't you go back to your Amish girlfriend?
Incorrect. I see morphology on here. I see Carl Linnaeus on here.
Ooh.
So one of the things that we may want to look at through those types of things, morphology, Carl Linnaeus, gene flow, is that the eye is one of those things that people who are like, well, there's no such thing as evolution because look at the human eye. It's too complex. So maybe there's
I think we have to call out the horrible anti-Southern bias.
What's that?
Your whimsical.
I think you're just assuming that the voice that I just did was Southern. That actually is a person from California.
No, that's you have engaged in a slur against the South.
No.
No.
You're assuming. You're assuming.
I'm not assuming. That's exactly who you are.
No.
There's nothing Californian about that accent.
Just because somebody has a particular accent doesn't mean that that's where they're from.
Between the two of us, I'm the one who's actually lived in California and the South.
And the South.
So I feel like I'm better positioned to qualify the character of the accent.
All right. Well, fair enough. It's true. They get a bad rap.
There are a lot of idiots who don't believe in evolution all across the
everywhere.
Globe, not just in the South.
Definitely the case. I 100% agree with you. I went for the easy, quick stereotype, and you're right. It was inappropriate.
That's
and
right.
I apologize
on behalf of the entire South. Apology accepted.
Okay. Well, what are you seeing here, man? Where are we going to go? What you like hypotheses? I like hypotheses. Let's go there. What do you like about
that? I don't like that hypothesis.
No? All right.
Oddly enough.
Ecological succession? How about that?
I'm not sure exactly how that gets us there.
Doesn't at all.
So I like the idea of finding like a drug route in.
I don't think that's a good idea. But if you see something, you tell me.
No, I'm just trying to think of like, are starfish? Are there like they're like the poisonous frogs that people lick to get high? Is there something along those lines that could get us a bit closer?
No. I'm going to say no. I don't see anything on here specifically about like a toxin that they have. I thought that they were toxic. I thought they were toxic, but I don't see. I
do see pufferfish linked here, which could get us to toxic fish.
Well, this talks about toxins. I mean, it says characterized by having. Here we go. Here's some toxins. Saponins, selectively referred to as triterpene glycosides. Bitter tasting, usually toxic plant-derived organic chemicals that have a foamy quality when agitated in water. So there's a little bit of toxic stuff talking there. You like that? Saponins.
I'm not wild about it.
No?
Not wild about it. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and see if there's anything down there. Oh boy, no. There's a lot of stuff there, but none of it makes any
Nothing good.
sense.
Nothing good, my friend.
Animals described in 1758. That is.
Oh, well, sure. That's going to be it.
I wonder what animals were first described in 1758.
I don't know. I do not know. You don't like Carl Linnaeus, huh? You don't want to go through evolution?
I mean, that route? I don't think Carl Linnaeus is, strictly speaking, evolution. He's more of a classifier. And
that's true.
What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Not ontology. Is it ontology?
Taxonomy.
Taxonomy. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Taxonomic.
Wasn't Linnaeus though? Didn't he have? I thought he had idea. No, I guess it was all classified. Who am I thinking about? That was he had all sorts of ideas about evolution that then Darwin kind of was like, no, it's the other way.
Lamarck.
Yeah, Lamarck. That's who it is.
Giraffes would stretch their necks, and that would be passed on.
Yes, Lamarck. That's who I'm thinking of. Sorry, I'm getting him and Linnaeus mixed up here.
That's right. Darwin actually believed some of Lamarckian ideas.
He did.
Early on.
Did. Some of them. Yes, for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, what do you like, man? I'm happy to follow you here because I don't have a strong feeling on this one.
I like Crown-of-Thorns.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with you because I don't know what else to do. So let's go to Crown-of-Thorns.
There you go.
Crown-of-Thorns.
Here we are. Crown-of-Thorns in the New Testament, a woven crown of thorns, was placed on the head of Jesus during the events leading up to his crucifixion.
Ooh, this is gonna be a short page, isn't it?
I don't know if you know this about Jesus.
Yeah.
He's got quite the fan club. And so there's a lot of people who dig into the minutia of, and also again, another fun fact about Jesus.
Yeah.
The crucifixion, kind of a big deal in his whole story. Yeah.
I mean, well, more what happened after, I feel like, but yes,
it's true.
That's certainly part of the story. But I see a lot of links on here to like places. I'm not seeing a whole lot of links.
There is a link under categories to Sorrowful Mysteries, which is just a beautifully named page.
Sorrowful Mysteries?
Yes.
Huh.
I have no idea what it's about.
There it is. I see it. Huh. Okay. Well, it doesn't really help us in our search, though.
It really does not. It absolutely does not.
Just want to make sure I was following with you. Let's see. I see the Passion is linked in here. Crucifixion itself. Specifically the crucifixion of Jesus, actually, is what that takes you to. The mocking of Jesus. claim being king of the Jews. The Gospels, we've got the Gospel of Matthew, the Gospel of Peter, the apocryphal Gospel of Peter. We've got Mark, John. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, like biblical stuff.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why. What I'm not seeing is anything related to
phosphenes.
Phosphenes in any way. The eye. Like, I don't know. I feel like we should be trying to get into like anatomy here. We should be trying to get to the eye, shouldn't we? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. But we didn't follow that path. You seem to think what was it that you thought we were going to find here? That you thought this was a good path?
I have no idea. Listen, it's not like you were saying, "Oh, Matt, please let's go here," and I was like, "No, it's Crown-of-Thorns or nothing."
But you said you had a plan of some kind. You said I wanted to go through this because
I don't recall that.
You don't even know? Oh,
I don't know.
So here we are.
The Holy Sponge. Another relic associated with Jesus.
Sarcophagus is linked on here. Laurel wreath. You like any of this? Notre Dame Cathedral. Napoleon. I mean, these are the types of things that I'm seeing on this page.
It's so true. It's so true. These are all things on this page.
Does any of this...
They all sound like bad ideas. I would say that there is a link to Jesus here. And that's going to be a big page, and that's going to open us up to a lot of things like miracles and.
This is all just a way of you're just trying to convert me, aren't you? This is all.
That's right. Famed Christian.
I should have
Jethro
known.
Nolan. Trying to convert you. It's my final way of paying off the debt that I've incurred by decades of atheism.
That's it. I knew there had to be something about it. How about the jujube tree?
What?
The jujube tree.
Where is that linked?
It's under France. It's above third-class relics. Before Pisa, after reliquary.
There it is. It's native to the Levant.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're thinking with jujube tree, other than it's just fun to say jujube tree?
It's fun to say jujube tree. I mean, it's biology, but we just left something that was biology, so going back to it does seem kind of pointless. All right, you just want to go to Jesus? Is that what you're saying? How about New Testament? That's even going to be bigger, isn't it? Than just Jesus?
Yes, but I feel like Jesus is going to be.
How about the Beatles? The Beatles are bigger than Jesus, right?
No.
Have I done something wrong? I don't know.
Jesus also did have his first radio interview with a Liverpool hospital radio station.
That's right. All right, so to Jesus it is.
To Jesus.
All right, to Jesus. It all comes back to Jesus, folks. We spent a lot of time with Baphomet. Now we've spent some time with Jesus.
There we go. Also referred to as Jesus of Nazareth or Jesus Christ, was a first century Jewish preacher and religious teacher. He is a central figure. He is the central figure of Christianity, the world's largest religion. Most Christians believe he is the incarnation of God, the Son, and the awaited Messiah, the Christ in the Hebrew Bible.
You know what's crazy about Jesus? He was born in 4 BC.
Yeah, they screwed up the math.
Feels like they mixed something up there, because doesn't BC stand for before Christ?
They got the math wrong, man. They got the math wrong. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Well, I mean, there's obviously a lot of biblical references in here. I see creation myth is what that links to. We've got Son of God, God's kingdom, Jerusalem, genealogy. But I'm yet to see anything related to an eye or eyes. Wasn't there something where like a statue of Jesus like cried or something, or bled from the eyes? Wasn't that a thing?
Oh yeah, that kind of miracles happen.
Doesn't that happen all the time?
All the time.
Oh, here's Satan. I found Satan.
There we go.
Good news. I found Satan. But yeah, is there an eye thing on here? Is Jesus famous for anything with his eyes? He could make the blind man see, right? Is that a thing?
He did that.
We have that in here somewhere?
I'm sure. Well, I mean, if you look
I
at
see
her,
miracles.
the miracles of Jesus, there's probably a list. Apparently, he did quite a lot of them.
I see miracles. I see turning water into wine, exorcisms, resurrections of the dead. Beelzebub.
There is a list of Messiah claimants that I believe we've been to before when we went to that Russian guy.
Yes.
Viserius or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
There's lists of people who have been considered deities and list of people who have claimed to be Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Wondering, like something with the miracles might be.
I kind of like miracles. I think maybe you could get into that. You know, some people thought that this happening, but it turned out it was not a miracle. They weren't really seeing lights. It was just phosphenes.
That's right. Phos.
Happens so often to people.
Just phosphine.
Thought it was a miracle. Turned out just a phosphine. I mean this is I gotta say, this page is longer than the Beatles page. So
there you go. So do we want to go to miracles?
Is on here. So far, I mean, I'm not even halfway down this page. That's my favorite. But I would like to see eyes on here. I'd like to just go to eyes. Can we just go to eyes? The eyes have it.
I mean, I think that I don't know if Jesus is really known for eye stuff, that we might have to go to miracles.
No famous eye things with Jesus? Are you sure?
I mean, he did heal the blind.
And he could read that bottom line on that chart every time.
He really could. I don't know technically that that's a miracle, but his ophthalmologist was always very impressed.
I mean, he's very impressed. Very impressed. I mean, they wrote stories, and I mean, they've been around for a long time, so clearly impressive. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get through the page here because I really want to believe that there's going to be something.
Have faith. Have faith.
Oh, have faith in what? That there's going to be something on this page or in miracles?
The path that we're on.
I see. It still doesn't help me understand what you mean. I see Muhammad on here. I see Messiah. Obviously, here's some stuff about the Baha'i faith and the other faith. Just says other. Nativity scene. You can see things. Seen. See. No,
you're grasping at straws.
How about the Shroud of Turin? That's a good one.
No, it's not.
No, you don't like that one?
No, I don't like that one.
No, we won't do it. All right. I have reached. I mean, basically the bottom. I'm now going through all the references. So now I'm looking in the purple area at the bottom here, and I don't see much of anything. Oh, alleged father. What? Panthera. Who's Panthera?
I don't know.
I thought that was one of the Thundercats.
Could be.
Criticism, mental health, race and appearances, sexuality. Good Lord, the sexuality of Jesus. All right. Well, I think miracles might be the way.
Let's do it. In the middle of the page, or actually, I'm sorry, more like the top third. Teachings and miracles. There's a link to the miracles of Jesus.
Teachings and miracle. I have to find it again. Teachings.
This will narrow it down. It's near a painting of Jesus as an image.
Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. There's only 1,000 of those on this page. Magi, wise men. No, those aren't right. Miracle. Where is it? Oh gosh. What the heck? Carpenter. Where did it go? I saw it twice, and now I can't find it at all. Public ministry. Teachings and miracles. Here it is. Go. Parables. Sabbath. Jewish law. Where's the link for it?
It's under the heading.
I got it.
Teachings and miracles.
I got it.
So, Matt, I've been here for a while because you've taken a long time. I will say that the number one cure that is listed under types and motives of the miracles of Jesus? Blind people, right there.
Oh,
big boom.
Great. That's great. I love it.
Now, the slightly less good news is that all of the links appear to be exclusively to narrow biblical sources.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's nothing just like for blind?
Yeah. They don't really talk about blindness generally.
That's not good.
It's not good.
But there are some interesting things on the right-hand side at the top. This says part of a series on paranormal.
Ooh.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff in through here.
Is there?
Yeah, there's like hypnosis, magic, false awakening, brainwashing.
Where are you seeing this?
Parapsychology. So go all the way up to the top. There's a picture of like a wooden statue. Our Lady of Akita, the weeping statue.
I am not seeing this at all.
What?
What did you click on Miracles of Jesus?
No, I clicked on Miracle.
Whoa, okay. Where's that link?
That's what we were going to, was Miracle.
I'm sorry, I clearly clicked on the wrong link. No, where was the Miracle link?
It is so underneath that same heading, Teachings and Miracles. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth paragraph down in the very first line, Miracles.
Okay. All right then.
That's what we're going to, man.
All right. I had accidentally clicked on Miracles of Jesus, and it took me to a different page. So you are correct. Here we are on and my apologies. Full refunds for this episode.
Okay.
Bankers Walk to all our paid subscribers.
Oh, hey, Witnesses is on here. Huh.
There you go.
I don't know why that made me think of
something. But yeah, I do see the link to parapsychology.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Now I'm looking down through the rest of this because I didn't bother going further down because I thought that you had already seen it all. So now I'm looking further down to see if there's anything about eyes or looking. But there is a bunch of stuff up in there, right? About like that could take us into seeing things that aren't there.
It's true. Right? There's a link to the Miracles of Jesus. Should we click on that?
No, we shouldn't. We know what's there because of your little misstep.
I had a vision.
Drunkard stumbled there. Drunkard stumble. I can't even say it. I see faith healings. I see laying on of hands. I see the Hindu milk miracle.
What a great miracle that is.
Mm-hmm. Capillary action is on here.
What? Where? Where's capillary action?
Capillary action. It's right under. It's under Hinduism.
Okay. So capillary action is the process of a liquid flowing in a narrow space.
Yes.
Without the assistance of, or even in opposition to, external forces like gravity.
Correct.
So capillaries are the names of very small blood vessels. So that could get us to the blood vessels in the eye, which I believe are the source of the phosphonetic phenomenon.
Yes.
Previously articulated. So I feel like that's not one to be quickly dismissed.
No, there's also spontaneous remission, parentheses, medical miracles linked on here. There's scientific skepticism.
I like it.
There's Deus ex machina.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The capillaries. My concern is that capillary action might not. Well, I guess it would talk about capillary in general. I guess it would probably talk about capillaries.
Certainly possible.
Like blood.
It's not a slam dunk. It's not a slam dunk.
No. It's a possibility. I do see Miracles of Jesus at the bottom here again, and there are specific miracles of Jesus. Blind mute hears. There's a lot of blind people.
Mm-hmm.
But as you pointed out, probably not going to be that helpful to us. So I don't know. I mean, capillary action might be a way to go. One of these paranormal things might be a way to go. Astral projection. Aura, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptozoology's on here. That could take us back to our old friend, the Flatwoods Monster.
There you go.
Ectoplasm, ghost hunting, fortune telling, magic. Paranormal television. What about that?
I don't know. I feel like maybe parapsychology is not a terrible path, because there's going to be. I mean, even science is likely going to get us there in a way.
Science. You see science on here? I didn't see science on
here. I feel like the sciences generally could get us there, because once we talk about science, we're talking about measurement in the human body and the systems of the body and the senses, like that
sure
could get us there. And parapsychology is kind of like on the fringe of that.
Well, I mean, there's a link to scientific laws on this page. So if you want to go to science, then that's probably.
I feel like that's more likely going to be a list of laws, though.
No, I think it's about natural laws.
Where is this link?
Up near the very top. Scientific laws are statements based on repeated experiments or observations. It's about like what is a scientific law. Mm-hmm. Junk science is linked on here. Scientific evidence is linked on here. Scientific method. Scientific skepticism. Scientific literacy.
I like scientific method more than I like scientific laws.
Do you?
I do. There's also cognitive errors. Mm-hmm. Although that links to cognitive bias, so that's maybe not.
Probably not. Yeah, no, that's probably not.
It's not really a cognitive effect. It's a sensory effect.
Okay. Well, if you want to go scientific method, I can do it. Hoax is on here.
Is it
interesting? Yeah. Gosh, so many possibilities now. I don't know which one to take.
Well, we are in the exact opposite position of where we were previously.
Yes, I would agree with that. Well, I think gosh. Boy, I just don't know. I don't know which of these is going to get us most quickly to sight. You know what I mean?
Curiously enough, I like parapsychology.
I just don't think that that's the right way to go. That one doesn't feel right to me. Parapsychology doesn't feel right.
Why?
Because parapsychology, well, let me mouse over real quick. The study of alleged psychic phenomena and other paranormal claims. Near-death experiences, apparitional experiences.
How many of those paranormal claims involve people claiming to see a thing that was not there?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You like it?
Nope, you've convinced me. All right. We'll give it a try.
Parapsychology. It's right at the top. It's linked on the right. Parapsychology is the study of alleged psychic phenomena, extrasensory perception, telepathy, precognition, clairvoyance, psychokinesis, telekinesis, psychometry, and other paranormal claims. For example, those related to near-death experiences, synchronicity, apparitional experiences, etc. Criticized as being a pseudoscience, the majority of mainstream science rejects it.
Indeed. We've got some psychic, psionic, extrasensory perception, or ESP as it is known, talked about a lot on here. Table tipping, I don't know what that means, but there's some table tipping.
That's sort of like a seance when they channel the spirits to move tables and stuff like that.
I like on the right side here, they have a whole long list of fringe medicine and science.
They sure do.
And man alive, acupressure, acupuncture, alkaline diet, like
crystals.
Crystals, aromatherapy, breath work, fake COVID-19 treatment.
Nice.
Lord. Holy cow. Cupping therapy? What?
Isn't cupping where you like burn a candle under a cup, like on your back?
Burn a candle under a cup. Oh, and create suction. Yeah. Crazy, man.
Indeed, isn't it though?
hair analysis, homeopathy. Yeah, magnet therapy. Oh man, this is great. Got some great stuff over here. None of which seems to have to do with the eyes, unfortunately.
So if you scroll down to experimental
vision therapy is on here.
If you scroll down to experimental research under the Gansfield experiment, is a technique used to test individuals for telepathy. The technique, a form of moderate sensory deprivation, was developed to quickly quiet mental noise by providing mild, unpatterned stimuli to the visual and auditory senses, and visual links to the visual system.
Really?
It does. And I feel like visual system is a very good place for us to go.
Yeah, I agree. I liked vision therapy up here, but I like that way better. So where did you say you saw this? Vision?
So system? under research, there's experimental research, and the first section there is Gansfield or Gansfeld.
Okay, yes, I see it.
So and that first line or so, there's a link to the visual system.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, here we are.
All right, let's do it. The visual system. Visual system.
And there's a whole lot of stuff here.
System.
Bird vision, vision of fish, mollusk eye, reptile vision.
Many things. Vision in Starfish? Do they have that?
They don't list they list fish generally, although not specifically starfish.
Okay. Color vision, motion perception, pattern recognition. How about visible light, detect and process, sense of sight. Maybe just sight is the one that we should be going to here.
Possibly. I don't want to get off this page too quickly, because if this is a optical illusion, there's probably something on here about particular illusions.
We've got the retina, the photoreceptor cells are up in here, optic nerve, optic tract, visual cortex. All of these things are linked. The retina, did I say that already? I might have.
You did.
Yeah. I mean, look at all these. These are great.
Prosopagnosia.
Prosopodomotomata?
Ooh, there's a list of optical illusions at the bottom.
Oh.
Where if you if you expand that, guess what I see?
What do you see?
A large number of things, but I don't see phosphines.
Okay, that doesn't help us then. Wow. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I kind of feel like photoreceptor cells is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I do as well.
This is amazing.
Isn't it though?
There's so much in here. This I can't believe you found this page. This is like a gold mine of things to see. I'm using my visual system to take it all in.
So many things.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. If you ever wanted to see things, folks, this is a good one. This is a good.
By the way, and again, I know we're in auditory format, but I highly recommend seeing things. Oh, you know what, Matt? Down here at the bottom, there's, other than the optical illusions list, there is another list, phenomenon of the visual system.
Oh.
And do you know what I see there?
What do you see there?
I see floater, after image, Heidinger's brush.
Yes.
Prisoner's cinema.
Keep going.
Blue field entopic phenomenon.
Yeah.
Purkinje images.
Okay.
Blind spot.
Yeah.
And phosphine.
Yay! You've done it. You've done it.
I read those out of order to heighten the dramatic.
You crazy fool. Where did you find all this? Down at the very bottom?
So, the last sort of purple list area at the bottom is phenomena of the visual system, and phosphine is there linked.
There it is.
Phosphine is the phenomenon of seeing light without light entering the eye. The word phosphine comes from the Greek word phos, light, and phanon, to show.
That is exactly what we were told as well. So there you go.
Indeed. I will say mechanical stimulation. The most common phosphines are pressure phosphines caused by rubbing or applying pressure on or near the closed eyes.
There you go. That was exactly what we were talking about. And there's some other things on here, which I guess we'll read about next week. But this is it. We've done it. We've found it.
We have indeed
done it. Well done, sir. Well done.
Hooray for us.
Yes, I can't believe Jesus took us where we needed to be.
He did indeed.
He did. So let's see how we did here. We went from Crown-of-Thorns, Starfish to Crown-of-Thorns to Jesus to Miracle to Parapsychology, which, well done on convincing me, to Visual System to Phosphene for, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links. What did you guess this week, Jethro?
Matt, you're never going to guess this, but I guessed 6.
6 on the money. I got said 7.
Oh, and you circled it and everything.
I did. You had a little bit more faith in us, and congratulations. That gets you the win.
There is nothing that is impossible if you go through Jesus. That's what I've learned.
Oh, so that's why you took us through Jesus. Well, that's well done. That's well done.
I've tried Baphomet so many times and he's never delivered. So this
didn't work out for you.
Tried Jesus and it worked out.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm excited to have made it. I'm glad that we figured it all out. I'm glad that we got to see some light where perhaps light didn't really exist. And yeah, it's been a real pleasure, sir.
Likewise.
I look forward to doing it again next week with you.
Me too.
Hey everybody, Matt Hartman again for Drunkard's Walk. A big thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music and Nick Jaramillo for the artwork. A big thank you to you for listening, and we really hope you're enjoying it, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, everybody.